Welcome to Ground Control. You know, once I get a project complete and I get plenty of test flights in, I like to go back and look at the project and see if there's anything that I would have done differently. And there is a couple of things. Number one, the servo placement. I placed it right in the center of the fuselage, and as you can see, there's a bit of an angle on the linkage to the control horn on the elevator. So if I had to do it over again, I would raise this servo up when I'm installing it into the tail of the fuselage. I would say about 5 millimeters. And the reason I say 5 millimeters is because I would also like to have a little more granularity on the elevator. And I just checked my radio, and I've only got the dual rate set at 60% right now. And I have plenty of elevator, but I wish I had slightly more granularity on it. So what I would do is I would move this servo up 5 millimeters, and then I would move the control rod down to the inner hole. Not only does that give more, make it easier for the servo to move the elevator, but since you've got a shorter lever, it would also increase the granularity a little bit on the elevator. And I think with those two things, that you would have plenty of throw on the elevator, and I think you would have plenty of granularity. So that's one thing that I would change. And I will add this video to the project playlist of videos. The other thing that I would change if I had to do it, sorry about that, if I had to do it over again, as you can see, the ailerons, the surface area for the ailerons are fairly large, but they're only on the inside 2/3 of the wing. So and so it doesn't have a really good roll rate to it. So if I had to do it over again, you see where the wing kind of tapers back. That's about 40 millimeters more surface area that you could add to the aileron, and I would do that. If I had to do it over again, I would go all the way to where the back of this main wing tapers out, and right at that point is where I would cut the outside edge of the aileron, give me about 40 millimeters more surface area on the aileron, and that's an increase of over 30%. So that gives y'all over 30% more surface area on the aileron than what you have now, and I'm sure that would give it an exceptional roll rate. I mean, gliders typically don't have good roll rates to begin with because of the way the wings are built, but that would certainly help doing that. So those are the two things that I would change on this project or this build if I had to do it over again. I think that all the electronics that I chose for this project, if you guys have watched any of the flight videos, I think that the tail mounted motor worked out really well, and the power system gives you plenty of power and plenty of speed. And being that it's a glider, it has a very wide flight envelope. I mean, you can fly it slowly, or you can really just push it through the air really, really fast. And if you want to fly it even more slowly, if you do the dual servo setup like I did on this one and program flaperons on it, if you put down 50% or 100% flaps, I mean, you can really fly it slowly. So the project turned out better than I had hoped it would, but those are the two things that I would modify if I was doing it over again from scratch. So if you guys are contemplating doing this project, keep those two things in mind when you start your project, when you're going to install your elevator servo in the tail section back there, and when you're getting ready to cut your ailerons or flaperons. Add that additional 40 millimeters. I think you'll be happy you did. So thank you for watching. Please give a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out our Patreon site. We have a lot of free content there as well. And I will see you in the air.